Police officer fatally shooting a black man in the back of the head as he lay face down on the ground.
Police officers charged in the fatal shooting of an unarmed black man.
Traffic stop that led to the death of Tyree Nichols.
Fatal shooting of a 25-year-old black man, Jalen Walker.
Black man was shot dead by police.
Deadly police shooting of an unarmed black man.
That is George Floyd me. No, please help me. Help me, please.
I pledge allegiance to your flag of the United States of America and to your republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for who?
For years, police have been abusing the black body. We've seen it on the news and social media, trending hashtags and the names of black Americans killed once again by the people who should be protecting them. In the novel Between the World and Me, Prince Jones's death is the result of police, similar to the deaths of many black people like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. Black people, who account for 13% of the U.S. population, accounted for 27% of those fatally shot and killed by police in 2021, according to Mapping Violence, a non-profit group that tracks police shootings. What should we do to fix this? Protest? Black people have been doing this for years to no avail. But in 2020, after the death of George Floyd, the phrase defund the police gained popularity. There was a call to abolish police in prisons. Abolish formally put an end to a system, practice, or institution. But is abolishing the police and prison system a good idea? Let's talk about it. Miriam Kaba is an activist who has been doing abolitionist work for more than 2 decades. Noah Berlasky's article, Abolishing the Police and Prisons is a Lot More Practical Than Critics Claim, talks about Kaba and her book, We Do This Till We Free Us. In the article, he claims that institutions that are built day to day on terrorizing and harming black people can't be reformed, they have to be abolished. Police and prisons are so entrenched that it can seem unrealistic or impossible to change them. Berlasky goes on to support this claim by using Logos, Kaba's perspective and pragmatic advice, stating that the current prison system is a historical artifact. It was itself the result of reforms. Quakers in the 16,000s and 17,000s advocated to replace capital punishment or physical punishment with prisons, which they believed were more humane. People built these systems, Kaba said. They came from somewhere, and what people can build, they can also unbuild. Abolitionists are accused of imagining a world without conflict or in which no one does anything wrong. Berlasky states that, reading Kaba's book though, it's clear that she is very aware of brutality and inequality, more so than her critics. Her opposition to police and prisons start with the experiences of marginalized people who have to deal with police and carceral violence every day. Yes, there is a utopian aspect to abolitionist thinking, but that does not mean it's impossible or so far-fetched that it shouldn't be taken into consideration. On the other side, Jacqueline Helfgott, a professor of criminal justice and director of crime and justice research, argues that the movement is wrong. She claims that now is not the time to defund the police, but to do the opposite, to invest in our police agencies to build on local and national police reforms. To support this claim, Helfgott uses Logos and states that we already are doing what defunding promptants and police abolitionists are calling for within the existing system. Restorative justice, alternatives to incarceration, demilitarizing the police, crisis intervention, and de-escalation training, community engagement, and holistic collaborative services. People claim that police reform has not been successful in changing police culture entirely, and it doesn't change the heartbreaking fact that police killed Floyd and many others. Helfgott refutes this claim by stating that Floyd's arrest was horrific and blatantly inconsistent with good procedure on use of force. Helfgott concludes that now is the time to test the accountability mechanisms implemented through years of police reform. Every law enforcement officer who wears a badge, who takes their oath of service to uphold the law, who is trusted with extraordinary authoritative power to protect public safety, has a personal and professional responsibility to do their job in a way that values every single human life to ensure that there will not be another wrongful death at the hands of police. After reading both articles, I have come to the conclusion that Kaba and Berlasky have the right idea, that the current system is so corrupt that it can't be reformed. But what do you think? After all of this information and hearing both sides of the argument, is abolishing police and prisons a good idea?